Face Off. The first presenter to enter the deal war room is Nathan.
What's going on? My name's Nathan Payne, and I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah. I've been in real estate for about 5 years. Got my start doing door-to-door sales, and now I jumped into real estate because I really wanted to get into that realm. I really want to make this deal work. I want it to work so bad that I actually got on a Greyhound bus to get here. The flights were packed to get here when I got the call to come on the show, but I made it happen. I went on a bus ride for 9 hours, almost got left at Kingman, Arizona. I ate at an Indian buffet at a gas station, which probably wasn't the best idea, but I did it just so I could get in front of the panel and get my deal reviewed. I need the money that much. The deal that I have is in Springville, Utah. It's an 8-plex, and the goal is to take it and raise the rents so we can sell it eventually in the future and double our investment in the property. So the purchase price is $1.1 million. We're buying it for cash, direct to seller. We found it off market. And the goal is to sell it in 5 to 7 years for $3 million. We're looking to make a deal with the deal makers. We just need $250,000. We already have a loan from the bank. They just need $250,000 down plus $100K in repairs. So we're looking for $350,000 for 45% equity in the deal.
Nathan's deal is for an 8-unit apartment building in Springfield, Utah. His goal is to sell it for $3 million in 5 to 7 years. He's asking for $350,000 for 45% equity in the deal.
Nathan, I appreciate your persistence and drive to get here. Congratulations on making it.
Appreciate it. I actually didn't have to drive, but it was
a comedian. Oh, here we go.
I like
bus
it.
driver, they had it.
Do you? Tell me about some of the guys on the bus.
Oh, you don't even want to
Were they
know
interesting
it.
characters at least?
Oh man, so we were about
Hey
2
guys,
years.
we're talking about real estate here. Let's bring it back.
I can only imagine what you experienced.
Okay, so tell us about this 8-plex.
Recently, like about 2 years ago, I started putting on my social media that I'm buying, I'm fixing, and flipping, and this actually came from networking and me being loud, right? So it was actually one of my family members owned an 8-plex, and since I've been more loud, they're like, "Hey, you buy." And I was like, yeah, I'd love to buy that 8-plex. So that's how it kind of came across. I was just letting people know I did. And
So you got the family discount.
yeah, I mean, I hope
$3.99.
Yeah,
So generally you're a single family investor though, and found some of the process.
exactly. I'm hoping with your guys' help, I can have the funding so I can, when I find these deals, I know how to take them down.
Have you had rentals before?
I have a single family rentals, but I have not gone into the multifamily.
How many do you have?
So I have 2.
Yeah. Do you manage them yourself, or do you have somebody else manage?
Self-managed, yeah.
You think the rehab is 100K?
Yeah. So we walked the property. We have videos, and it's really interesting because you can almost rent them out in that area without rehabbing them. But in order to get the top value on the rent,
How'd you come up with 100K?
So I have a partner that has done more multi-units. So I brought him with me, and he said 100K. So I just kind of left it at what he said.
No diligence. You just trust the guy.
Well,
100K it is.
You mean due diligence?
Let's go.
Well, I mean, he came and he had the experience. So, I mean, I didn't really call him out on it.
So here's a couple questions you could ask your partner. How do you break it down per square foot? And can you take that 100K and spread that out if you're going to hold this property for a while? Maybe you don't need 100K.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I don't think would probably necessarily need 100K up front. I think it would just be for the maintenance.
Is it 100% leased currently?
Currently,
It is.
month to month. 100%.
What is the unit mix?
They're all 2-1s, but one of them is a 1-1.
Tell us more about that value add. And rents are low right now. You can raise them. What numbers are we looking at though?
So currently, I think most of it's like averaging 800 a unit. It's going to be like 1,200, 1,250, and one might be like 1,000 because it's the 1-1.
MEPs are good.
MEPs.
There you go.
You're getting me. Not sure.
Mechanics, electrical, plumbing.
Yes, mechanics,
Boom.
electrical, plumbing are really nice.
Are they really not? They're really nice. Are they up to code? Do they function? They're really nice guys. Here's 100K right now.
They weren't rusty.
Yeah, so we went and looked at the utilities and everything separately metered, and yeah, I would say from what I saw, it looked good.
Is it fair to assume that your experience on this is just minimal compared to your partner?
Minimal.
Because we're getting no answers out of you.
Yeah. But it's
That's the
okay.
bottom line.
It's okay. You can come here as new. We just want to know where we're starting.
No, that's totally fine. I mean, I know in order to get into this space, I'm gonna have to pretty much just go for it, right? I mean, I'm not gonna know the answer.
You mentioned a partner a couple times.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Tell us about the partnership, and do you have the authority to negotiate a deal with us?
I do. I do. So
Okay.
fully transparent, we have funding at 50% equity for the 350. So I reached out, and the reason why I have the partners, because I've never done this before, and I wanted to work with someone that had, and the guy I'm working with, he's done many of these. So I'm not exactly sure what you would, role you would take. I was kind of thinking of this as like a silent or partner where you just give us the money and say, hey, I don't want to talk to you. Just when you sell, give me my money. And that's what I thought it was.
You know,
Isn't that how, like,
I don't think that's going to work that way, but
here's what I want. I want you to just give me the money. Just give me the money.
so to recap, if you don't take his money, you don't have a partner.
I would like to work with someone that's hands-on, just like we would develop a relationship or a working relationship. I wouldn't want to, cut them
And
out.
from our standpoint, it's not so much about cutting your other partner out. Like, why are you dating that girl? I'm a little more serious than
Right.
she is, or whatever. It's more of we want to make sure you have enough skin in the game
Right.
because you've got our bait and we want to get our bait back at some point.
Yeah, that's a good point. I want more than anything to grow in this industry, so I would. If you gave me your money, I wouldn't.
And it's smart that you look for somebody that had experience. I mean, that is something to be said, that you look at, because a lot of people don't do that. They just try to do it on their own, and they end up making massive mistakes. So
Nathan, I want to thank you for
Yeah.
your time today, and we'll see you at the mentor moment.
I wonder what the deal presenters thought about Nathan's drive to get here.
Is there enough meat in there to share for his other partner, us, and him to keep him interested in it?
Well, he came in willing to give up at first negotiation with almost half of the
Yeah,
deal, which is not common for us. So we
Mhm.
like that.
yeah, for sure.
All right, so I'm out here right now with Nathan Payne, who just got wrapped up with his first pitch for Funding Face Off. Nathan, how do you think it went?
I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah?
I gave them all the juice. I gave them everything they needed to know, and it's in their court. The ball's in their court.
All right, so information aside, how do you feel about your presentation, the delivery?
I feel like I delivered pretty good. I was open, honest, and I told them everything they needed to know. I didn't hold anything back. So, I think they have all the information they need to make a good decision.
All right, well, best of luck to you, man. Hope it works out.
Appreciate it.
When we return, Ray will pitch his deal to our deal makers.
Whatever you resent, you resist. And whatever you have guilt towards, you'll give away to. Because we think wealth is just about growth. Health is just about growth. That's not true.
Join us as our mentors give invaluable feedback to each of our presenters. Each presenter presented an opportunity that our deal makers might find worth our capital. Nathan is offering a 45% equity on his 8-unit apartment complex in return for $350,000. But he carries the risk of not having enough equity in the deal himself to keep interest. Or Mario and Todd, giving our deal makers 2 different options on their 80 townhome project, but it carries the risk of having a lot of moving parts. Ray is asking for $300,000 in return. He is offering 40% of the returns, but the litigious renter might be extremely difficult to evict.
Well, welcome.
Fantastic.
Nathan, I want to share with you, we appreciate your hustle. We appreciate the fact that you ate gas station food to get to us, right? So, it's just a little bit of advice is obviously when you're transitioning from single family to multifamily, I've done that. I primarily focus on much larger properties than yours. But it's really important that when you're talking to investors, you want to understand your numbers. I know you're working with another partner. And sometimes when we hear somebody that's like, well, I just have a $100,000 estimate, I'm not really sure how they got to it. Obviously, that, right? Is we don't need to see all your itemization here, but just understanding what those numbers are, because you're asking for us to give you that amount of money. And so for us to understand that you understand where that came from would be helpful.
Totally get it.
Yep.
I'm going to go with the tenant. Okay? Good.
So now we come to the hard part. This is where we need to eliminate a deal. And so Roddy, the dog, is going to come at it.
Mario boys. First and foremost, everybody in this entire studio loves the mission. We know that, hands down, great ideas. They didn't.
Well, you made it. Take a big, deep breath.
Whew.
Now comes the time where you need to fight for your funding, basically.
Not physically.
I do jujitsu.
You do?
Right? Yeah. So.
I'm old fashioned.
So Nathan, you're going to tell us what you're looking for and what you're willing to offer. Ray will come to you, and then Nathan back to you one more time, Ray to you, and then, you know, depending on what you offer, we may even come back and counter. As soon as one of you accept an offer, the deal is done and we're moving forward. Okay? So, Nathan?
Yeah, so we're looking for a 45% equity for someone to bring 350,000 for us to buy the deal. It's just 350 down, 250 for the down payment, 100 for the repairs, and that's what we're looking for, 45% equity.
I'm willing to give you guys 60-40 split, 40 on my end, 60 on your end.
Awesome. For how much money?
On the profit.
For how much?
For 300,000.
For 300,000. Now it's tough.
Oh, well, shoot. That's a bigger split than I can give you guys.
Nathan, can you confirm the bank financing part again?
Yeah, so it's 6.5%. It's already locked up with a credit union. We're ready to go. We just need the down, and we're looking for a partner to fund it. So 45% is what makes sense for me at this moment. I told you guys, full transparency, I have 50% already, but I'd love to work with you all. So
you're going to stay. You're good at staying right there.
Well, I meant, does even 46% even make sense? Like you know, was that sway any of you? Is that going to make a difference?
And the exit strategy, I think you said 5 to 7 years.
Yeah, 5
What's
to
the real
7 years.
hurdle? Like, what's going to drive a sale?
To sell it?
Yeah,
well, I
what's
mean
gonna-
the value going up. I mean, there's not cash flow is not the play here. It would be to sell it and increase, make money on the sale of the property. So if we could sell it, if it appreciates that well enough, like when 2-3 years, I mean, we're ready to exit if it makes sense.
Okay. And Ray, are you changing your offer? Or you're
No,
at
I think I'm providing a pretty good offer.
Yeah.
I think I'm looking for $300,000. I'm giving you 60% of
Yeah.
the return, and I'm just keeping the 40% for my legwork.
Okay.
I do have something I can say though.
Oh.
So you did not grill me, but you said, hey, what about the 100K? What is that for, right? Well, that's, I guess we could say that's negotiable, as, we could really dive in and say, hey, what really needs to go into this deal? And, we could talk about that. I feel like that'd be fair, instead of just saying, hey, I believe it's 100, right?
Well, we did this on one of our prior offers. Would you have interest in maybe letting us get first right or refusal participating in another deal in addition to this one?
You can have all the rights of refusal. I think the value that you provide, I would love for you guys. I don't know if I need to be like, there's a time limit of a year where, then I'm a baller and I want to look at them myself without that. But I would love for you guys, despite you accepting this deal or not, for you to look at the deals I have. I mean, the value that you provide is immense. So
I had a question for Ray. If you'll help me remember, you had a certain amount budgeted for resolving the tenant issue.
Correct.
What is that amount?
Right now, I set it at 100K.
That's pretty substantial. I don't know California well, but
Will the deal makers choose Nathan, who chose to keep the same interest and ask as when he pitched, offering 45% equity on $1.9 million return for the potential of $855,000? Or Ray, asking for $300,000 at 60% equity of an $850,000 return for the potential of $510,000? Which would you choose?
I love Cupertino. I love the interest rate, but that tenant is just,
Yep.
I've had some gnarly ones over the years,
Me too.
and they destroyed the place when they left and things like that. I'm willing to knock on their door.
Yeah. So I think I'm leaning towards Nathan.
hey, I'm a young gunner. I mean, this is not going to be the first one I bring
that
you.
rode the bus to get here.
That's
guys.
right.
I like
think-
both of them.
I know. I
It's
think
just the
maybe
term
we can.
that gets me with Nathan.
Nathan, done deal.
So you're saying the butter chicken was worth it at the gas station? Mario, Todd, and Ray, those were the guys. And these guys, stiff competition. They've been in the game for a while. So when I looked over at my competition, I was like, "Ooh, I stand no chance." But luckily they saw something inside me and inside the deal that made them want to choose the deal. So that's exciting. if you're thinking about being on the show, apply. Guys, when I applied for the show, I had no idea that they'd get back to me. No idea at all, but I got a call and I moved quick because that's, you know, if you want opportunity, you got to go and take it. You just can't sit on your butt and think someone's going to call you to be on a TV show and fund a deal of yours. So if you're thinking about it, do it. That's what it's all about. That's kind of my motto, is just go out, take massive and perfect action. And if you do that, you're going to succeed in life.
If you want to present a deal, find out how you can help fund a deal, or find out more about our deal makers, go to fundingfaceoff.com or find us on social media. Thank you for joining our impact investing movement.